giant cakes, one caramel and one cosmic brownie. Today I'm going to answer the age-old question, or you're gonna help me answer the age-old question, what is a better lunchbox snack? Little Debbie cosmic brownie or caramel? Now, it's caramel. I am gonna make a different recipe for the cosmic brownie cake. So I'm going to start off with that. So I'm going to start off by mixing all the dry ingredients together. I have 4 cups of all-purpose flour, 4 cups of granulated sugar, 1.5 cups of Dutch processed cocoa, a tablespoon and a teaspoon of baking powder, and then a tablespoon of baking soda, which I'm going to sift all these ingredients together into one bowl. Wet ingredients, which are 4 eggs at room temperature, 1/2 cup of full-fat sour cream, 1/2 cup of melted salted butter, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, and then I have 1.5 cups of milk, room temperature, full fat. I'm going to start by putting the eggs in the big bowl just so that I can whisk them a little. I'm going to add the melted butter, the sour cream, milk. Of the dry. Now, there is one more ingredient before I combine the wet and the dry, and that is 2 cups of hot coffee. So I'm going to get my scale. Look at this. Look at this. I'm disgusted in myself. Okay, so now I'm gonna switch gears and work on the no, it's caramel. I had calculated that it would be 4 times bigger, which it probably will be once I cover it all in chocolate, but at this point, it's only 3 3/4 times bigger. And there'll be a layer of filling, so I have to account for that as well. That will add a tiny bit of height. So 1 moment, 2 times 7.5. So that means it should be 7.5 inches wide. Okay, it is time to simple syrup the cake. All right, so I have the top layer. I'm assembling it upside down. A little bit of filling in the middle to glue them together. This is just Italian meringue buttercream. And the top of this square has like a thick fence of cream which holds in the caramel. So I'll be using this on top as well. Very nice. Okay, and now I'm going to crumb coat the top just a bit. They are not perfect. They do not look like they look on the box. That looks like, caramel. That's like, is it too fat? This is where I don't want a buttercream fart. We're open now. You guys know I call it that, so I'm not embarrassed. I'm going to chill this ring because when it's chilled, I can fill in any gaps and I can also scrape away anywhere that it looks too heavy. Okay, welcome to last week when I made this caramel. Making sort of like a cheap caramel with condensed milk, brown sugar, corn syrup, butter, a bit of vanilla. It's quite simple, but you need to take it to the right temperature. So I'm going to place the butter, brown sugar, corn syrup, and condensed milk into the pot, and then I'm gonna put it on the stove top and bring it to 225 degrees. When it hits that temperature, I'll add the vanilla and then pour it into a heat-proof bowl. And I'm making it this week so that next week, as I'm making the caramel square, it's hopefully really thickened up. There's actually a color called caramel. Next week, or real time, and hopefully this works. Okay, so now you can see how I made the caramel. I wanted to make it ahead of time, so that way I could tell how it's set up, because there was an incident in the past in How to Cake It, I don't like talking about these things, where I made a Twix bar and the caramel was solid, but then by the time we did beauties and cut it, it wasn't. I heated the caramel just a touch because I don't want it to be hot. I don't want it to melt the buttercream at all, but I do need to be able to spread it. Yeah, this is looking nice. Okay, to the fridge. Okay, so I need to make the frosting for the cosmic brownie. Let me get the model. Here we are. So I mean, it's definitely a frosting. It's not a ganache. So I'm gonna make a chocolate frosting that has both chocolate and cocoa in it. And I'm gonna try and mimic the surface of the Cosmic Brownie. So I've got the whipping cream. It's nice and hot. I'm pouring it over the chocolate. Hello. And I'm just gonna cover this. Okay, and now for the rest of the ingredients. I have 2.5 cups of unsalted butter. I'm going to place it into the bowl. I am gonna just beat this for a while on its own because it's a little cooler than room temperature, and just start to let this incorporate. I'm gonna add half. I'm gonna pour in my vanilla. This is 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then I'm gonna add the rest of the icing sugar. So now what I wanna do is add the cocoa. Okay, now let's see if this is ready to combine. We're just looking for the hot cream to melt the chocolate, so I'm gonna stir it. Beautiful you are. Okay. Yeah, it is. Look at that. Which means I do need to add some food coloring. This feels ridiculous, just adding brown to brown. Part of me thinks this needs a tiny bit of black, but I'm terrified to do that. Now, this is darker, but I'm gonna be adding it back to the rest. Oh, this is beautiful. I'm gonna put the frosting aside, grab the cakes, and cut them to size. Okay, so we're back in the future. No, we're back in the past. In fact, I just finished making a passion flaky cake. And I asked you guys if there was any other snack cakes you want to see me make. And I knew that you'd all say Cosmic Brownie. I knew that you'd say it. I'm gonna go ahead and make these little chocolate chip candies. I have dyed fondant to the same colors, and I'm going to roll them out and form them. The chocolate chip candy on the actual Cosmic Brownie, a lot of them are chipped and cracked, or at least the coating is. On the box, they're all perfect. So I'm going for the as advertised look. Not a single crack, do you see that? Okay, so I ended up chilling these cakes overnight. I'm going to remove them. Ooh, I need to level each cake to the proper height. It just dawned on me that I feel like someone in the comments is gonna ask me why I just didn't bake a giant brownie. The reason you don't see giant brownies is brownie batter is too dense and egg heavy for you to bake a brownie of this size. It would be raw in the middle. And I might syrup the sides a little bit. Okay, so now it's time to put the brownie cake together. I realized that because it's 2 cakes that I need to stay together, I'd have to put a board under it. If I got this brownie, I'd be annoyed that it doesn't have green, blue, or purple. Now I have to ice the top. Woo! Okay, so now what I want to do is try and just smooth the top. And now the halfway. Oh boy. I'm just greasing the dowel so that it won't pull the frosting off. Hopefully. I've never done this before. I'm stopping. I'm going to move this aside, clean up, and then the fun part is adding the candy-coated chocolate chips. So I'm just brushing on a little bit of melted shortening. Spread a little chocolate, lift the cake up, put it on top, allow that to set, and then once that's set, I'll put it on a rack and cover the whole square. I gotta be quick. Pick up the cake. Whoa! I'm gonna pop this in the fridge so it sets and get a rack. Putting it on a board as well so that I can pick it up. Oh, this is so tricky. Now, the trickiest part about covering this is that because it's tapered, I think I kind of have to and I won't even be able to do that, but I'm gonna have to guide it with a spatula. I am bothered because when I covered this, there was a little chunk here, and this imperfection is bothering me. But every caramel, I'll get it. This little drip. Like that's probably where the machine moves on to the next one. So I think what I'm gonna do is just accentuate that on purpose. Maybe this was not a good idea. Okay, but not drippy here, and you, there. I think I'm okay with that. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's good. Am I going to this side? Or will it be this side? Or should I let you all decide?